This guy right here may tell me that I have to wait, but personally, I don't have to do nothing.
Next, we go to a video deposition of hip-hop star Dwayne Carter, better known as Lil Wayne. Wayne sued filmmaker Quincy Jones III over a documentary he appeared in during the making of his album, The Carter 3. The artist claimed the film was a, quote, scandalous portrayal of him. Jones, meanwhile, sued Wayne right back, insisting that his claims hurt the film's profits. Wayne was interviewed by Jones's attorney, Peter Ross, who sits off camera. Also in the room was a judge and Wayne's attorney. Here, Ross asked Wayne about an interview he did with TV journalist Katie Couric after they watched a clip of it.
Is that an interview that you actually gave with Katie Couric?
Is that an interview that I actually gave with Katie Couric?
Yeah.
What's your name again?
Hey, well, that's not the question.
What's his name?
Pete Ross.
Huh?
Pete Ross.
Pete Ross,
Yeah.
That's a stupid-ass question. You just saw me on there giving an interview with her.
Okay. So that was you.
Ross moved on to a different topic, specifically Wayne's live performances.
Did you perform at the Virgin Mobile Music Fest with Kanye West?
I don't know, but I know I did perform at this badass bitch birthday party recently. She was crazy, stupid thick.
Wayne didn't seem terribly interested. Ross continued asking about the artist's successful career.
Isn't it something that you would remember if your album, The Carter 3, was the biggest selling album of the year?
Isn't it something that I would remember that?
Yes.
Isn't that a personal opinion type question? That's why I got that. I mean, because I would be actually answering the question to, isn't it something? That's my question. Isn't it something?
That you would remember.
Isn't it something? That's the question I have to answer, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Isn't it something?
You could do the best trying to answer it.
Yeah, it's something out of your ass. That's my answer. Yeah, it is something out of your ass.
Ross took the insult in stride and moved on to a more serious subject.
Do you recall that any criminal actions were pending against you?
I don't recall any.
When Ross shifted to Wayne's criminal history, he received a string of similar-sounding answers.
Do you recall being at all concerned about any criminal actions that may have been pending against you at the end of 2008?
I don't recall. I don't recall that. I don't recall that neither. No, I don't recall that. I don't know. I don't know.
Do you remember being arrested in or about January 2008 near Yuma, Arizona?
No, I don't remember that.
Turns out Wayne wasn't the only one losing patience with the interview.
Well, how much longer is this line of questioning going to go on?
Not much longer.
That's Wayne's attorney chiming in.
All right, go ahead.
I don't know.
Didn't you win
I don't know.
the award for Best Rap Album of the Year in 2008 for The Carter 3?
I don't know.
Mr. Carter, you have to wait until the attorney is finished asking the question, please.
I'm sorry, that's my psychic. I'm sorry.
Despite Wayne's less than helpful responses, Ross was determined to get through this interview.
Go ahead, ask the question.
Thank you, Your Honor. Do you like
He
to...
can't save you, right? In the real world. That guy right there. He can't save you in the real world. Just so you know.
What does that mean?
I don't have to elaborate.
Is that
Mr. Ross.
a threat against
No,
us?
it's not.
Mr.
No,
Ross,
sir,
can
it's
you
not.
just ask your next question, please?
He can't save you.
And what does that mean?
I was talking to myself.
But in the end, Ross's patience would pay off. A jury later ruled in favor of Jones, agreeing that Wayne's legal claims hurt the film. Wayne was ordered to pay the filmmaker $2.2 million. As for Wayne's original lawsuit, it was thrown out of court. Today, attorney Pete Ross is doing well as a partner in a major Los Angeles-based law firm.
Your very shallow person, aren't you? Then show remorse. Show that you care.
We're in San Diego, California for the sentencing of 22-year-old Alondra Marquez. 7 months earlier, Marquez left a bar after a night of drinking and got behind the wheel of her car despite her friends begging her not to. Just minutes later, traveling at more than 100 miles an hour, she rear-ended a Lyft rideshare vehicle on the highway. One passenger was ejected from the Lyft car and suffered serious injuries. The other died at the scene. Ironically, both victims had been at the same bar as Marquez earlier that night. Marquez and the Lyft driver were also injured in the crash. At the time, her blood alcohol level was more than 3 times the legal limit. She later pleaded guilty to gross vehicular manslaughter while intoxicated and DUI causing injury. Now at sentencing, family and friends of the man killed in the crash share emotional impact statements, including the victim's longtime partner.
We were together for almost 11 years until your actions that night took my partner, my world, my everything. But you still don't have no remorse in your heart. You are very shallow, aren't you? You're a very shallow person, aren't you? Then show remorse. Show that you care. Show that you care and that you have a heart. Your actions have said others. I don't care to know you. The only reason why I do know you is because you murdered my partner!
Before learning her sentence, Marquez attempts to offer an apology.
Although I don't remember, I realized that I really messed up. Clearly, I took someone's life, unfortunately. I just want you guys to know that I didn't do it on purpose, but I'm sorry. I know you guys are hurting.
Now it's up to Judge Polly Champoon to determine Marquez's sentence.
An accident is something that's not avoidable. This was avoidable.
The maximum allowable sentence for Marquez's charges is 13 years and 4 months. And that is exactly what the judge hands down. Alondra Marquez is currently serving her sentence within the California Department of Corrections with the possibility of parole after 9 years. We take you inside the Fresno County Superior Court in Fresno, California for a sentencing. 35-year-old Curtis Travis has been found guilty of murder, robbery, auto theft, and hit and run. Nearly 2 years earlier, Travis and 24-year-old Stephen Stowers broke into a family's home and stole a laptop, cash, and keys to a pickup truck. The two men sped away, driving through red lights, before crashing into another vehicle. The driver of the other vehicle, Heliodoro Revolcaba, was killed in the crash. Travis and Stowers fled the scene on foot, but were arrested a few weeks later. Through blood evidence found in the truck, investigators determined that Travis was the driver of the stolen vehicle, though both men were charged in Heliodoro's death. They both pled not guilty. Stowers was found guilty of robbery and theft, but his murder trial ended with a hung jury. That was not the case, however, for Travis.
We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Curtis Wayne Travis, guilty of first-degree felony murder.
He was convicted on all charges. Today at sentencing, the two men appear before Judge Kent Hamlin to learn their fate. Travis is in a neck brace and has a black eye because of a headbutting incident with a jail deputy. Also in the courtroom is Heliodoro's family, including his niece, who delivers a victim impact statement.
He was the most wonderful man, father, husband, uncle. A very important life was taken. And I just hope that you guys learn from this experience, because that's what my uncle would want.
First, Stowers is sentenced to 6 years and 8 months in prison for robbery and theft. As for Travis, because he has a long criminal history, the prosecution is asking for the max, life in prison for first-degree felony murder. But before the judge can even begin, Travis lashes out.
Take me out of here, please. Take me out of here, like I asked.
Sir, you're going to be here for sentencing.
Still upset, Travis begins shouting about the blood evidence from his trial.
The blood showed that I was in the passenger seat. Do you understand that?
I understand.
Evidence!
I understand your argument, sir.
Yeah.
And it's not convincing.
And when the judge tries to continue, Travis has another outburst.
Of course, come on. I'm sitting in prison for the rest of my life for some thing do.
Travis has words for almost everyone in the court, including Heliodoro's family.
Just like the family over there, they're happy. That's not what your brother or whoever he was. He didn't want me to like.
By now, 10 deputies have entered the courtroom, some with tasers, as Travis struggles to contain his emotion. While Travis continues sobbing, the judge allows his mother to deliver a statement to the court.
He didn't go out and take a gun and shoot somebody. I mean, it wasn't like he did it on purpose. I just apologize, and I'm sorry for everything that's said.
When she's finished, Judge Hamlin offers a statement of his own.
If you make the decision to invade someone's home and you then selfishly put others at risk in your flight from the scene and someone dies, the fact that it's an accident doesn't change how dead Mr. Rubalcaba is or how much it hurt his family. Punishment for that crime is and should be life without the possibility of parole. And I would hope that if one young man makes a better choice to change their life before they find themselves where Mr. Travis is today, then Mr. Rubalcaba's life would not be as lost in vain. I gotta have that hope. We all do. Because otherwise, this is just a tragedy. To no end.
When finished, the judge officially sentenced Travis to life in prison with no chance of parole. Next, we go to Yolo County Superior Court in Woodland, California for a pretrial hearing. 7 months earlier, 42-year-old Corey Burlew was arrested and charged with attempted grand theft, more than $400, attempted theft of a vehicle, possession of burglary tools, and possession of a controlled substance. Today, Burlew is before Judge David Rosenberg for a status update on plea negotiations between his lawyer, David Nelson, and the state's attorney, David Wilson. Burlew is attending the hearing virtually, and as he waits for the judge to wrap up another case,
Monday, the 24th of October at 9 o'clock. Did you know that was United Nations Day?
he nods off. And Burlew's sleepiness seems to be infectious.
Mr. Clerk, what else do we have left besides Clementine? We still have the Burlew matter. Mr. Burlew is waiting patiently.
Burlew wakes up just as his name is mentioned, but then dozes off again. This time, the judge takes notice.
That's a first. I have never had someone just, have you seen someone doze off? You've seen that before? No, on Zoom, you know?
I think someone needs to go and poke him with a stick.
No, he looks so comfortable.
Yeah,
He's sitting there in his garage or somewhere. Oh, well. So, Mr. Nelson, what are you going to do about your client? Has he appeared or is he absent?
Well, he appeared before I did, but...
You tried to call him?
I did, Your Honor, and I don't think he's got his phone on.
Because Burlew still hasn't woken up, the state's attorney asks to adjourn the hearing.
I would ask that we come back later this week.
I'm thinking of this afternoon. Are you going to be
I
here?
can be here this afternoon, Your Honor.
Well, the question is the defendant going to be here this afternoon?
I would continue it till 1:30 today.
Thank you for your patience, Your Honor.
Whatever you do, do not wake him. I mean, just leave him on Zoom. Don't disconnect. Quite a shock when he wakes up.
Judge Rosenberg moves on to the next case. But a short time later, Berlew wakes up. So the judge interrupts proceedings to get his attention.
Oh, Mr. Berlew. Wait one moment, everyone. Mr. Berlew, can you hear me? Give me the thumbs up if you can hear me. Thumbs up is given. Did you know you had dozed off?
Got a cold, I'm sick.
Yeah, I'm sorry to wake you, but you're in court. So stand by. We're going to call your matter in about 15 seconds, okay?
Yeah.
All right. So as to the Menifee matter, the requested...
Berlew looks like he's still battling the Sandman, but he manages to stay awake until he's called again.
What has been resolved in this case? It's here for pre-hearing conference.
Your Honor, Mr. Berlew had authorized me basically to negotiate a grant of probation. That has been now offered by the district attorney's office.
We need a plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then we need to get probation terms. So, Mr. Berlew, we do need you to come back on Friday at 9 o'clock. Apparently, they're going to offer you a grant of probation, but we need to have you plead. Okay?
Yeah.
4 days later, at his next hearing, Berlew pled no contest to attempted grand theft more than $400. The other charges were dismissed. He remains free on bond, awaiting sentencing. Next, we go to Carlsbad, California for a sentencing. 42-year-old Julie Harper's been convicted of second-degree murder in the death of her husband, 39-year-old Jason Harper. 3.5 years earlier, Julie and Jason, a high school math teacher, were having an argument while their 3 young children were downstairs watching TV. According to Julie Harper, Jason charged at her, saying he was going to kill her. That's when Julie took out a loaded pistol and shot Jason in the side, killing him. She then covered Jason's body, and after disposing of the gun, took the children to her father's house 30 miles away. Later that evening, Julie Harper turned herself in, and the state charged her with murder. Just days before the shooting, Harper had filed for divorce and withdrawn $25,000 from the family bank account. She said that she shot Jason in self-defense, claiming he'd been abusive throughout their 10-year marriage. But investigators found no corroborating evidence of abuse. And aside from Harper's own testimony, none was presented at trial. When both sides came to rest, it took a jury 1 day to return with a verdict: guilty. Today at sentencing, Harper waits for Judge Blaine Bowman to hand down her punishment. But first, a number of family members come forward to share victim impact statements, beginning with a written statement from Jason and Julie's 12-year-old son, read by prosecutor Keith Watanabe.
Julie Harper has caused much pain and misery to all the members of the Harper family. She murdered with no sense of the consequences, as leaving my siblings and I parentless. She had destroyed our lives and now will not accept the consequences. She did not realize that eventually she would go to jail, and now she is trying to weasel out of punishment.
Next, the prosecutor reads a statement from the Harper's 10-year-old daughter.
I blame Julie Harper most definitely for the fact that my father is dead. Also, I want to say that I no longer have a mother because she was so selfish and self-centered. She wasn't thinking of caring about anyone except herself. Because you killed our dad, you are no longer Mom. You are Julie. I will never call you Mom again for what you did, and I don't want anyone else referring to you as our mom. You made my brothers and me orphans. I beg the court to give her the full prison time she deserves.
Before the judge imposes sentence, the defendant makes her own statement.
A, B, C, D. Another behind closed doors. My husband was a different man behind closed doors. But he was a very different man to me. And it has been so hard to go through all of this for the last 3.5+ years after what I went through with him for years and years. And I'm still recovering from everything he did to me all those years. It seems so inconceivable to me to be facing potentially 40 years to life in prison when my husband was the one that terrorized me.
When she's finished, it's Judge Bowman who has the last word.
I understand, Ms. Harper, that you feel that a 40-year to life sentence is unfair, but you have to understand that your husband got a death sentence. Your husband's never coming back. All right? Unfortunately, the court does not have the ability to fashion a sentence that would bring Mr. Harper back to life. If I could, I would, and that's what certainly the Harper family would like. That's what your kids would like. This shooting, in the opinion of the court and in the opinion of the jurors, was no accident, and you killed him just days after filing for divorce. You are no doubt a danger to society in the opinion of the court, and you are sentenced to 40 years to life in prison for the killing of Jason Harper.
Julie Harper's serving her 40-year sentence in a California correctional facility. She'll be eligible for parole in 2034, and she'll be 61 years old. The Harper children are currently living with Jason's parents.